You know what I always appreciate about the Red Claws, always an exciting environment in the building. Scott Morrison is a terrific head coach, very well respected within basketball circles. His teams compete, they play hard, they're always in it. And Portland overall is just a really terrific community. They really put their arms around the Red Claws organization, and you sense that. I know our players and coaches, when they're here playing, really speak about the environment and the exciting atmosphere that they're able to play in front of, and that's important for us. You hear that talk throughout the league. They've certainly been one of the model franchises within our league, and Bill Ryan and Dwan Eubanks and the entire Red Claw staff certainly have done a terrific job during their tenure with the league and always provide a very exciting, engaging environment. And so we're grateful and we're thrilled to have them on board.
I think, what we've continued to see is the Celtics use our team much more to develop players. When we first started out, maybe we'd see one or two guys, and over the course of the past 3 years, I think we've seen every one of their draft picks. That's very exciting from a basketball standpoint, and I think it's exciting for our fans to get to see, guys that are going to be making real contributions to the Celtics up here playing at the Expo.
I think it gives fans an opportunity to see those up-and-coming rising stars, not only from the Celtics, but from other teams coming into the actual Expo as well. 40% of the players in the NBA have come through the D-League itself, and so every year we're continuing to grow in popularity with players choosing the route to go in order to get to the NBA.
A year or two later, you're like, wow, yeah, I remember that guy when he played for Sioux Falls, or I remember that guy when he played for, LA or whoever it might be.
Yeah, and the great thing about this is the influx of talent coming in, it's only going to continue to get better as guys see success taking this route to the NBA, and so it's an upside for everyone involved.
There's a great opportunity to utilize the Red Claws as part of a consistent program where we can send our players up to play, and you feel that they don't have to be reading the playbook on the drive up. It's not just about players, it's a chance for coaches to be able to coach their own teams, to have some autonomy in that. But clearly, we try to run the same systems on both sides of the ball. And then when Scott branches off in November, he's free to do what he wants to best fit his team, with the idea that he's going to have to be able to integrate some of our players ASAP. His job is very difficult in that regard. But Scott puts the same amount of time and investment into everybody on the team and has done that from day one.
I think in Scott's case, he's a perfect example of what the D-League can provide. 2.5, 3 years ago, he was an intern coach for us, and all of a sudden he comes back as next year as a head coach of the year. And so the opportunity for him to continue to advance his career is great and tremendous. And for us, that's only a tremendous benefit, considering that consistency is key.
From a Celtics perspective, Scott's added a ton of value because he worked with a lot of their rookies last year. Before the season, before training camp even started, a lot of those guys were living in Mass, and he was working with them. So, they really benefit from it too.
You can work on extra skill work and enhancement, maybe have a chance to practice a little bit more and get game action. We just don't get to practice here that much just because of how arduous the 82 game schedule is. And even when we do, if you're not in the rotation, you're not getting as many reps as the guys that are. And so ultimately, the best place for them to be conditioned, to get their game reps, and to continue getting better within our system is in Maine. When they get a chance to go up and play in Maine and they get a couple weeks under their belt and feel good about the way they play, they do come back with a little pep in their step. And they're also excited. They're usually coming back for a reason, and that is they're probably right there knocking on the depth chart to be in that night. And so there's a lot of positives to that. They feel good, they're not rusty, and they've played well the last few times they've stepped on the floor. The NBA affiliation allows you to bring those guys up in the middle of the year. And you can't do that with somebody that's playing, on a team in Europe or playing under contract somewhere else. And so that's a huge advantage. And, I would think that because of that relationship and because of the continued interest and the continued use of it within the NBA teams, it's just going to continue to, thrive and grow.
Our league is growing quickly, and as we grow, it's our family of partners and fans who help fuel that growth, and so that's one of the reasons why we're excited to be here. Again, the Red Claws have been one of our model organizations, and we're only in our 15th season. We are a young league, but things are changing rapidly within our league. It wasn't that long ago where the notion of one-to-one affiliations with an NBA parent club was more concept than anything else, and all of a sudden, for the first time, each of our 22 one-to-one affiliations this season. That's really exciting for us and really speaks to the growth that we're seeing within this league.